Joey Riz here, coming to you with another video, and today is a very special day. It is Pixel 3 review day. Now, this is being shot on the front camera of the Pixel 3, and I happen to have the Pixel 3 XL right here. Let's get into them. Okay, let me get this out of the way now. The Pixel 3, the smaller one, right here, is the phone I've been wanting Google to make for over a year now. The Pixel 2 last year was a great phone. I loved it, but it didn't have that 18:9 screen like the Pixel 2 XL did. I was disappointed, but guess what? I still used that phone last year because the size was perfect and it worked just as well as the bigger phone. Now this year at least we do have the 18:9 screen, and the form factor is even better. It's even smaller than the Pixel 2, and it has been the one in my pocket for most of this review. Now, that doesn't mean I don't enjoy using the Pixel 3 XL. Far from it. The screen this year is beautiful. It's vibrant, it's colorful. It is actually a Samsung panel this year, and it's so beautiful that it really distracts from the notch. When you're using it in day-to-day use, you don't really notice the notch. But obviously in pictures and in video, you know, like this right here, yeah, you could see it, but in day-to-day life, I haven't really noticed any problems. The Pixel 3, on the other hand, is using an LG panel this year, and it looks just as good, so good on you, LG. Other than the screen size, the XL does have a higher PPI at 1440p. The Pixel 3 is a little bit lower PPI at 1080p, but since it has a smaller screen size itself, you can't really notice it next to each other. Other than that, the only real difference between these two is battery size. 2915 milliamp hours on the small one, 3430 on the XL. And between the two, battery life-wise, they've been pretty comparable. I haven't noticed one lasting longer than the other in a day-to-day use, but I've been using them pretty hard for this past review week, and they both stand up pretty well. Speaking of battery, now these guys, we can wirelessly charge with these glass backs we now have. Now this is an interesting thing. I didn't hear it mentioned by any of the Pixel team, none of the engineers at the keynote or anything, but the Pixel stand here does work with the Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL horizontally. You put it down, it starts charging rapidly right away, and what's great is it's really good for watching YouTube videos. The Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 XL both hold over dual front-facing speakers from the Pixel 2. And this year, Google has gone on record by saying they're 40% louder on both the small one and the XL. Now, I don't know if that's a reason to have the notch on the Pixel 3 XL, but it could be okay. They're even supposed to be just as loud as the Razr phone. Who'd have thunk that? Now let's throw the rest of the specs on screen here. Snapdragon 845 paired with the Pixel Visual Core yet again, 64 or 128 gigabytes of non-expandable storage. The most controversial is 4 gigabytes of RAM. Other flagships these days are doing 6 or even 8. 4 does seem a bit small. I can say the performance has been great overall, but I do notice some apps getting pushed out of memory sooner than I would like. Other than that, been great to use. So Google is still pushing really hard with its AI, and one of those features that's only coming to the Pixel 3, even though it's software only, is in its phone app. You can now screen calls from phone numbers you don't know. And I gotta tell you, it's been a lifesaver this past week. It has saved me from about 25 telemarketer calls, and that's a win. Okay, so one of the more interesting tidbits of information I came away from the Google event was these phones have a little bit of magnets or metal in the back. That's what one of the Google engineers told me, and I've tried it out on my magnetic car mount, and there you go. They do stick. This one right here, the small one, is light enough that it actually stays there, and I haven't had it fall while going over bumps, but the larger one is a little heavier, and it just doesn't really seem to hold. I had it slip down, especially when you put on a case. It sticks, but it sort of slides down. Now on the small one, you can kind of get away with it, but I don't know if it's just that this is not a super strong magnet. I'm looking to see if there are stronger ones out there that will actually be able to hold this phone, because with wireless charging, you can't really put one of those metal plates in the back and use these, but I love using these, so I'm be on the lookout. I know, you're all here to hear about the cameras on these two phones, and I can tell you, they are spectacular. It has a 12.2-inch sensor, which is a close cousin to the one you can find on the Pixel 2, but this year, again, software, it pushes it to new heights. Night Shot is coming in an update really soon, and what we saw from the event, it really seems to take HDR to another level when brightening a shot at night, and it looks amazing. It's not here yet, but what we do have is super zoom. This has been really cool. Check out this shot from Hollywood. We were just there for the Razer event, and look at that, how far away I am in this shot, and then this is with super zoom. It's almost telephoto lens quality. They're saying it's about 2x telephoto. Another improvement is touch to focus, which now when you press on the screen and you have a moving target, focus follows them and you can see the circle move around the screen. Pretty cool. The back camera seems to be doing a whole bunch with just one lens, but up front, we have two. We have a wide angle and a regular selfie shooter. The wide angle has a full 97 degrees of view, which is even larger than the one on the new V40, which is nuts. They're both 8 megapixel and they both come out pretty good, but there's a little bit of a change between the color science on the two lenses. I'm not sure why, but it still looks pretty great. As I said, the smaller Pixel 3 has been the one in my pocket because it's just such a joy to hold, especially when coming from the Pixel 2, which this is actually a little bit slimmer than, apparently, and it's about a little hair shorter than the original Pixel. The new soft touch Gorilla Glass 5 in the back really is a joy to touch. It feels warm to the touch even, and I really like it, even though I usually keep it in the case. But it's slim enough that the case, it really doesn't add much bulk at all. The Pixel 3 XL here, especially with the case, is just a little bit unwieldy, but I didn't have a problem using it day to day. It's just more of a two-handed phone. I would say overall, if you're coming from any other phone besides the Pixel 2 XL, these phones are an upgrade in every way. The Pixel 3 XL is great, but if you already have the Pixel 2 XL, there's not much of a difference here. Obviously, yes, we have different software that's only Pixel 3, and we have the camera, which is a bit better, AI, all that stuff, but the screen, screen size differences is not that much. If you're coming from the Pixel 2, the original Pixel 2, it's a big jump. But also, what the big jump this year is that price. Originally base for the Pixel 2 was $649, now it's a full $799, $150 more. But with everything that's in here, I think it's worth it. Pixel 3 XL, on the other hand, is $899, which is $100 more. And then every time you bump the storage on either one of these, it's another $100. So this is a full $1,000 all tricked out. But again, if you want that size and you want that storage, these are the ones to go with. Alright, so we're ending this video right here on the back camera of the Pixel 3 XL shooting in 4K. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Even better, if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button because I am going to have more content from these phones going forward, camera comparisons and all that. If you have any ideas for me to shoot, leave them down in the comments down below. Other than that, this has been Joey Riz. See you later.